Hi guys, Craig here. Welcome to another edition of the podcast, Tell Craig Your Story. Today we'll be speaking to Danielle Hope. Now Danielle is from Kentucky in the USA and she is a model. She's been modeling for a couple of years now with some front cover of the magazines, and she's also an iron worker as well. She's a certified welder and she has some of the best tattoos that you will ever get to see. But before we go, please go to our website. We're at Podbean. Tell Craig Your Story at podbean.com. We are also on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, VK for our Russian listeners, and WeChat for our Chinese listeners. And we also have a link tree there which tells you where Tell Craig Your Story podcast is streaming. We are on all the available streaming lines, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple iTunes, to name a few. All right, here we go. This is my interview with Danielle Hope on Tell Craig Your Story podcast. Hi Danielle, how are you going today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. I know you're a busy girl. First question that I wanted to ask, and I'm asking everybody this at the start: how is everything going with you and your family with the coronavirus and the pandemic? Are you staying safe?
We're all staying safe. We're wearing our masks. We're taking our precautions. We're all doing good over here.
Yeah. And has it affected you with your work? Have you had to sort of cancel anything in this period?
I've been a little slow on work due to the virus and everything, but I'm making it work.
Yes. And do you have, is there restrictions in your area now still? Or are they starting to go away now?
They're starting to go away. There's still restaurants that are closed down. There's still only so many people allowed in a store at once.
Yes. And how is this affecting you, bud? Is it like not being able to go out, and are you still able to do photo shoots, and are you still able to do work in general?
I've still been traveling. I was just in Casa Grande, Arizona last week, I think.
Oh, nice.
I've been there twice since all this. I've been to Chicago, LA, and New Mexico.
Yeah, right. So what were you doing shoots there in Arizona?
Work and photo shoots. Yes, I'm a busy woman.
So let's talk about that, because there's not a lot of travel at all at the moment. So it was work based. Have you been to Arizona before? Or is this like the first time?
No, I'd never been before. It's very, very hot down there.
Yes.
It's almost summertime, and it's very, very hot. There's a lot of cacti down there. I'd never seen one before.
Right.
It's a pretty place. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And how long did you get to stay there? Did you get a chance to look around, or was it just purely for work?
I got a few days off where I could just travel around and look. Went to a few pawn shops and looked around.
Nice.
In my free time that was open.
Yes.
I was down there for a couple of weeks. I was down there twice.
And did you get a chance to go to is it the Grand Canyon?
I did not.
No.
Hopefully next time I will have more free time.
Right. And have you done much traveling in your time? Have you been overseas, or have you done like Canada, or
I have not had the opportunity to go overseas yet. Hopefully I will. I've just been super busy here in the U.S. so far.
Yeah, right. And where have you been in the U.S.?
Every state on this side of the United States. So,
wow. That's a lot.
Let's see. Yes, a lot. I've been to Kentucky, Tennessee, lived in both of those, Indiana, Ohio, let's see, all of them, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, just Texas. Let's see, I've been everywhere, all of them.
And do you have a favorite, or is Kentucky and Tennessee? Is that why you're living there now? You really like your
Well, my
place,
Kentucky is where my home is.
right?
That's where me and my family live. I lived in Tennessee for a while for work. I usually live whatever job site I'm working on is where I live at.
Right.
I ended up on a job site for a couple of years in Tennessee, and I really liked it down there. I've traveled a lot of places that I'd like to go back and live one day, either Texas or Arizona, probably.
Right. Texas, Arizona. And you said you've been to Texas as well? That also seems to be pretty hot down there as well, right?
Yes, I love the warm weather. I don't like being cold.
And Texas, isn't that renowned for their sort of meat? Is it their meat down there? No, their ribs and their like their steaks and no,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
awesome. All right, so let's go a bit into your like background a bit. So it says here that you were born in Kentucky. Is that right? You said before.
Yes.
Yeah. So were your parents? Was your mother like a model as well, or did you just sort of stumble into that yourself?
I picked that up on my own when I was younger. I was about 17 or 18 when I first started modeling.
Right. And tell me, what was it like living in Kentucky? Like obviously the people that listen to this and watching this are from Australia. So tell us a little bit about growing up in Kentucky.
Kentucky, there's a lot of farming around here, a lot of country people here. I'm from a small town. We don't have a very big population here. Everybody knows everybody around here. So not a lot of people leave the town or travel outside of the town or even the state around here.
Yes.
I've been one of the lucky ones that's gotten to travel outside of Kentucky.
And is it easy or is it hard to find like a job in Kentucky with it being such a small area?
I would say it is probably for other people, but with ironwork and I'm union, I get to travel all around the world and work.
That is so cool. That's so cool. So what did your parents do for work in Kentucky?
Well, my mother is a librarian.
Oh, nice.
And my father is he's working at the sawmill right now. He was a diesel mechanic when I was growing up.
Right. And is that what got you into so you are we'll get into that a little bit later. You're a certified welder. So is your dad into that as well, or is that something else that you sort of stumbled into?
My dad welds. Yes, my dad welds, and he taught me how to weld as well. I also took welding when I was in high school. I was considered one of the tomboys.
Right. So growing up at school, were you one of the popular girls at the school, or were you one of the shy girls? Or tell us a bit about that.
Definitely was not one of the popular ones. I did play a couple of sports, but as far as being popular, I wasn't one of those. I had braces when I was in high school, and people were a little rude when I was in high school.
Mm. Who is like in the politics? Who is in charge of Kentucky?
Our governor is Andy Beshear.
Right, and is he liberal or?
I don't really have an opinion about him.
Right.
Not a nice one.
Neither do I. So tell me when. So you grew up, and did you actually finish high school? Did you go all the way through through high school? And then is that the period where you started sort of modeling at that stage? Like when was like the first time you said it was 17, 18 when you started modeling?
Yeah. It was when I had my braces removed. A lot of people started to notice me, and I guess it kind of built my self confidence a little.
Yes.
And I learned that there were paid photo shoots, and I started booking them, and I started paying my bills by that. And I just really stuck to it, and I started getting published in magazines and working with people and flying all over the place, advertising brands and companies, clothing. It's been an experience.
Yeah, right. So, what was the very first modeling shoot that you did, and how much did you get paid for it? Was it just was it a free shoot? Did you get paid like a small amount of money?
The first one I done, I did not get paid. It
Right,
was a magazine called 504 Dimes, and they are based out of Atlanta, Georgia.
right,
And Atlanta, I think.
right.
But that was a long time ago.
Yes.
But that was my first one, and it was free because um, they were just kind of getting me out there and getting me started.
Sure.
So it was kind of a trade for publicity.
Right. So that first one, once you did that one, it was sort of like, okay, here we go. Now people are calling me to
Yep.
to do photography. So, is it difficult to get into? Like, if what do you sort of need to, like, obviously good looks, but do you need other things, like, do you have to have different techniques, like the way that you look, the lighting, like a certain camera guy? It's not all just about good looks, right?
No, no. I would say the good looks would definitely be your number one thing you
Yeah,
need.
of course. Yes.
Let's see. A good attitude will actually get you a long ways in the industry. No one wants to work with a snooty woman
Yes.
with a
Yes.
bad attitude.
Yeah, that's a good start.
It's a great start. Let's see. Lighting that is really a big deal actually, because with the wrong lighting, you could look like a troll.
That's right.
Good camera
So
guys, good
yeah.
photographers, I would say are hard to find. Some of them might make you uncomfortable. I've worked with a couple, but I've had most of them that I work with have been very respectful and well mannered, and I had a great time working with them.
So have you had a time where it hasn't sort of worked out?
I worked with a photographer in Florida once.
Yeah.
He did make me a little uncomfortable, and he was rude. So I just decided I wasn't going to go through with it. I packed up and came on back home.
Yeah, understandable. And do you have your own photographer now, or do you have certain photographers that you'll choose to do your photography, or you're still pretty open with who takes your shots?
I have a few of my favorites, but I do a lot on my own, actually, as far as on the internet and advertising my clothing and hats and stuff like that for people. I do that on my own.
Right.
I'm still pretty open. I'll work with anyone. I'll give anyone a shot once.
Yes, yeah, right. Well, I've actually interviewed two photographers you might have worked before. I didn't check that. I should have checked it. Greg Woodson, he's in Texas at the moment, and Casey Bennett. He does Bikini Destination. He also owns Edge TV. Two photographers that you haven't worked with either of those?
The Casey Bennett, that sounds very familiar, but I don't think I've had the chance to work with him yet.
Right. Yep. Okay. That's interesting. It was a very good chat with him. He's traveled the world, and it was good to get a good insight on how on the other side, you have all the models, but everybody sort of forgets about the photographers and
Right.
the people that are actually making them look very, very good. So yeah, it was a good chat with them. So 18, then you started doing your modeling, but
Mhm.
is modeling, does it allow you to do that on a full-time basis, or like, do you still have to sort of have a part-time job or something to sort of pay the bills and whatnot?
Honestly, I would say that I could probably make a living doing it. I would say very busy traveling places. You probably have to pick up a little something on the side, whether it be your own website, t-shirts, merchandise, to
Yes.
make that little bit of extra. But I would say you would probably have to do a little something extra if you didn't want to travel all the time.
So is that something that you would like to do in the future? Like just
No,
full time?
I make more money with ironwork, of
Right.
course, and I like the hard work, and I don't like putting makeup on every day.
Yeah, like you were saying before, a bit like the tomboy, getting in and getting dirty, right? So
Right.
so let's talk about that then. So it says here that you're an iron worker and you're also a certified welder as well.
Yes.
And you're an iron worker at Union. So how did that all come about? When did you start sort of studying for that? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's been about 4 or 5 years now. I've been in the union. I wouldn't have it any other way, and I would never work another job. I absolutely love what I do. I was in Nashville for a photo shoot, actually, and I drove past their union hall down there in Nashville. And so I was a little curious, so I Googled, what ironworkers do.
Yes.
And so I thought, I've been a little rough on the edges growing up, and I like hard work, and they make good money. They have pension, annuity, retirement.
Yes.
I think it would be good for my future. Your looks will fade one day, but I'll still have my job.
That's right. And
So
how
I
long?
gave it a shot.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how long did it take you to get the welding? It says you're a certified welder. How long did that take you to do all the training and go through was it study as well?
The welding certifications themselves, it did not take me very long because I had already taken welding when I was in high school, and my dad taught me how to weld growing up, so it didn't take me long on that one. But in the union, we do have an apprenticeship, and we have classes on rigging, your cranes, scaffolding. You have it on everything so that you are trained for every piece of your job. So
Yeah.
we're trained in everything that we do to do it the best and the safest way possible.
Yeah, right. And how far is Kentucky, Tennessee from where you work? Is it very close to where you work?
Well, I work everywhere. I work all over the place.
Sorry,
But
you did
my union hall is about 2 hours from my house in Kentucky.
Okay. Yeah, right. And interesting to find out, like, with your father, was he sort of, oh, I don't know if you should do this, my daughter, Danielle. How did that all come about? Did he just show you, or were you wanting to, Dad, can you show me how to do this?
My dad always brought me up. If he was working on a race car or something, or welding anything, or he always taught me. I was always right behind him, following him around when I was a kid. So he taught me how to work on my own vehicles. I can replace my own parts and work on everything. He was out there welding, so I was like, "Hey, Dad, teach me how to do it too, so we can do it together." And he taught me how to weld when I was younger.
Right. And did you say that you had a brother as well? Is he gone into that sort of field as well?
Oh, I have a few brothers.
Oh, do you?
None of them are iron workers. Let's see. I have 3 younger brothers. I have to think about it. Let's see. One's in the Army, and one of them is he's an operator. And then I have a younger brother who's still in school.
Right. Okay. So that's big family. So I wanted to talk about like modeling now. So obviously, you go onto your Instagram or you go onto your Facebook, and there's hundreds and hundreds of pictures on there, very beautiful pictures. I want to talk about the pressures of being a model. Do you have like a strict diet, stay sort of fit and healthy? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Like how do you sort of keep in shape? Are you a gym junkie? I'm sure with also with your work, you're sort of always using your arms, and so tell us a little bit about that. Like,
I'm sure that a lot of models do keep a strict diet to
yes,
keep in shape and keep their figure, or they go to the gym a lot.
yes,
I don't really do that. I kind of eat like a grown man. I pig out and eat a bunch of junk food, drink
yes.
beer. My work really keeps me in shape though. All day, every day is like a workout with what I do, so it keeps my body in shape.
Yeah, right. You're saying like you have a beer and all that. You can't tell. You look at yourself now. So is your mum and dad are they thin people as well? Is that where you get your sort of your genes from?
Yes. We
Yeah.
also have a high metabolism.
Right, hypermetabolism. Right. It's just interesting because some girls can have one piece of chocolate and they blow out, and then the next person can eat three hamburgers and then still the same sort of thing. So you're very very lucky. So talking about that as well, I saw on one of your posts on Facebook that you get 150 to 200 messages a day. That pressure of trying to get people to watch you, but then you get these crazy people. I also saw another one there where these men are sending you all these like nude pictures. I mean, tell us about the stress and the pressure that comes with like being like a model.
I wouldn't say there's really stress with it,
Mm,
but I would say that it gets very annoying.
yeah.
I mean, you need these people's attention
Yes.
for your social media. You need
Yes,
your
of course.
followers. You need your
Yes.
fans. You need those people. So you can't be completely rude and mean to them. But at the same time, you have to get the point across to reject them in
Politely.
a nice in a nice way.
Yes. Yeah, so have you had experiences like that? Because, like I said, I saw that one where, these guys are sending you nude pictures. I mean, how do you do that? And like at the start, was that sort of, I don't want to put any more pictures on social media anymore. Like, tell us about that.
No, it never stopped me from doing what I want to do.
Yes.
I do find it a little disrespectful though. So I am a little harsh. I am a little mean to those, and I don't really need that fan if they are going to be disrespectful to me.
Yes. You had also said that you have a restriction now on there where any sort of pictures that come through, they can just sort of block, right?
Yes, yes, I've got it in my blocked
That's
message folder there, my
yeah,
junk folder.
that's awesome. Has there been like a particular time that's happened, and any sort of bad or any sort of good stories that have come out of your social media?
Ah, good one. Well, let's see. From social media has gotten me to where I'm a brand ambassador now, and I advertise these brands, these t-shirt companies like Building America is one of them. I advertise their t-shirts. I've had so many free shirts and hats, and that's really gotten my name out there, advertising brands and companies.
So tell us about that Building America. How did that all come about, and what is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
Building America is a company. They make ironworker clothes, ironworker t-shirts, stickers for your hard hats. They make a lot of things actually. They're very well known. So when they seen that I was a female ironworker, they sent me some stuff to advertise for them. And once they had posted me to their site, it had more people started seeing that I was advertising, and then they would ask me if I would do the same for them, and it just kept on, and it still does to this day.
Right. That's awesome. That's really cool. And do you have any fans from Australia?
Australia. Sure that I do. I don't really look through there often to see where
Right.
everyone's from. I probably should.
Right. Well, you got to come to Australia, do some rolling shirts. Get maybe not now because it's winter time. It's a little cold. We're in the middle of winter now, and it is 17 degrees. It's still okay, but compared to our summertime, this is cold. So so yeah, you definitely should come down in the summertime. I'm sure plenty of beaches where you can do some photo shoots. And so I can see sometimes on your arms and on your neck, I can see some tattoos, amazing tattoos. So let's talk about them. You have on your fists, hate, pain. Oh no!
Oh yeah, these
Oh, there you
are
go.
pain, and these say drop dead.
That's so cool. That is awesome. So, do you have a tattoo artist that you go to, like locally? Do you have like stories behind why you got these tattoos?
I actually started getting the tattoos when I started ironworking.
Right.
I was told that you had to have tattoos to be an iron worker, so I thought, you know what? I will show these men. I'll go get a tattoo, all right. So that weekend, I booked with this tattoo artist, and he done this whole outline of this sleeve in one setting for me.
That is so cool. What is
This
it?
is the top of my sleeve is heaven, and this is a staircase, and it crumbles down into hell.
Wow, that is so cool. Was that the first one that you got?
My first one, I think, was on my foot and then my rib cage, but this was my first big one right here.
Right. And the one on your neck?
That says no mercy.
Right.
I had that one for a little bit.
and which one? What is the latest one that you've got? What's the last
The drop dead on my fingers right here.
Right. So, out of all these ones that you've had, like, was the first time hurt the most?
What hurt the most was my hands.
Yeah. Wow.
My hands and my fingers, those really hurt.
Yeah.
My rib cages are done too, and I thought that was the most painful until I got my hands done. My hands and my wrist.
So I guess like doing the ones on the arm, you've got like a bit of like skin, like fat there, and sort of. But yeah, that's like bone, right? That's why it's.
Well, I don't. The one spot on my arm I don't have is the inside, right here on the top, because I heard that was painful.
Right. Yeah. Right. Excellent. And do you plan to get other tattoos?
Oh yes. I plan to get plenty more.
Yeah.
I love them.
And
I have to finish this arm. I have blank spots.
Oh, gotcha. Right. And what's the writing here? Is there writing on this?
This one says "Vengeance is mine."
So tell us about that. Is that just like a be strong?
Yeah. That was I don't wait for karma. Vengeance will be mine.
That's right. Excellent. So, I also noticed that you're a bit of a football fan, NFL. You're a Chiefs fan. So again, is that going back to your father, like being like a football fan, or is that you just picking it up?
No, Dad wasn't really big on sports, but hanging out with the guys that I work with, they were a fan of the Chiefs when I started working with them about 3 or 4 years ago, and they always made me watch it. So I kind of just became a fan of it, and I started cheering for them too.
Yeah, right. Have you actually been to one of the games?
I haven't. Hopefully, this coming up year, I will be able to.
Yeah, right. And how far is that away? How far is Kansas City away from Tennessee?
7.5 hours.
Ooh, okay. I've been to the US 4 times now. First game that I saw was in Atlanta. I went to see the Falcons play Philadelphia, and then I went to the
Ah,
and then I went to the baseball to watch the Braves and the Mets. So it was a cool day for sports. But the other thing that I noticed in the US is, and it's not very prominent here in Australia, is that your your college football is just absolutely huge. It's just as big as the NFL. You go into a bar on a Saturday and everybody's got different TVs watching their university or college. So were you the same? Or were you like a cheerleader in your sort of college, or
no, I got all my college and schooling from my apprenticeship through my union hall.
Right. But is it true that you get 150 to 200 messages a day?
Yes, between my Instagram, my Facebook, all my social media accounts, I would say I do get roughly 150 to 200 messages a day.
Right. So I don't want to be personal, but are they asking you out, or what are they what are they doing? Are you single? Are you seeing someone? Are you married? Like,
Oh, I've been seeing someone for a few years now,
right,
happily.
right,
Not married.
yeah, not
But
yet.
some of the creeps they do try to ask me out.
Yes,
Some are just nice though. Some are nice and just complimenting. I
yeah,
try to get back to as many as I can just to say thank you, but it's kind of hard to reply to that many messages a day.
yeah. And it also says that you're a business owner as well. Tell us a little bit about the businesses uh, that you work with.
I do not actually own that business anymore,
Oh,
unless you consider my working online as a
so
business.
but I noticed that you're also starting up the OnlyFans as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
I have always, let's see, people have wanted me to get the OnlyFans, so I thought, I guess I might as well give it a try. I wasn't a big fan of it because they keep a percentage of your money,
Right.
but I wasn't sure how well it was going to turn out or how many followers was actually going to pay to see me post daily all day long. But once I started it, I made at least 2,000 in the first day
Wow.
from it. So it took off a lot better than I thought it was going to.
Right. Do you have like a website for that? Like, how do people get to how do they get to that website? If people are listening and want to go there.
um, there is a link posted to my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. All of my social media accounts have a link to it, and all they have to do is click it.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, what would you say to an inspiring model that wants to break into the business like yourself? What advice would you give to like an aspiring model?
Oh man, it's hard starting out. Well, it was for me, anyways. That was years ago, but
Yeah.
it took a long ways to get to where I'm at now, to get my name out there. So I would say patience would most definitely be something you need with that. Don't give up. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll get there.
Yes, and I think it's all about just keeping going, right? Like you're gonna get rejections, like with everything. You just get out there and get your name out there and sort of promote yourself as much as you can, right?
Yep, that's You said it perfectly.
Yeah, it is. But isn't that what you did as well? Like like you said when you started, when you were like 18, you did it for free, and then all of a
Right.
sudden it sort of snowballed, and then all of a sudden you started getting paid work.
Right. Well, you can't just start off at the top and charging people hourly or
Yes.
demanding a makeup and hair artist there and just working with the best of the best or just going straight into these magazines that are top notch. You have to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
So you might have to start out free, but once you get your name out there or make a name for yourself, you'll get there.
And are you currently with management? Do you have an agent, or are you able to do modeling and book work by yourself?
I've always done it myself. I've always thought it was just easier to do it myself. That way I don't have to rely on anyone else. Well, I actually just like to do everything myself. But
Yeah, right.
I've done my hair, my makeup, outfits, wardrobe, booking, all of it. I've always done it
Wow.
myself.
Even hair and makeup. Yeah, right. You would just assume that where you are, like you'd have a specialist makeup artist or someone doing your hair, and even with like your workout as well. Like no workout as well. So you just do it all by yourself, right?
Yeah, I do it all by myself.
There you go. That's great. It's and you know what? It's so inspiring to hear that. Like that you're not relying on like five or six other people to sort of to do what you love to do. So, all right. What is the future hold for Danielle Hope?
I'll continue iron working, well, until I retire.
Is
But
it is it a is
don't
it not is it an occupation where you can go for a long time, or do you still have to be like physically fit?
You have to be physically fit for what
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
There's no possible way you could
So
not
how
be
how
fit.
how how old are, how old are people, like when are they retiring, the iron workers?
Some of them are younger, some are 70,
Oh
80. I
really?
work with a lot of older gentlemen as well.
Right. And how do they sort of react to you working with them? Like do they like, what is she doing here? Even at the start, did that happen?
Yeah, I've had that happen. You probably get that on every job. There's a
That's
lot of
true.
men that do not think that a woman belongs in iron work or in a man's position. You'll have plenty that want you to prove yourself that you are just as good as they are. And I get it about every job I go to, but then you have some that are very supportive and open minded and treat you really nice.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Outside of what do you like to do outside of, work and modeling?
I don't really have a lot that I do outside of that because that's basically a
Takes up a
full
lot of your
time
time.
job for me.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm working ironwork, I'm working anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day. And then I'm going home and I'm having to do my makeup, take pictures, post it to OnlyFans, do my housework, cook, clean, laundry, and then manage to get a few hours of sleep before I go to work the next day.
And how do you do that consistently? I mean, that must be pretty tough, trying to work at that and then put modeling. How do you? Is it just like you get into a routine, or?
You get into a routine, yeah. It gets exhausting, but everywhere that I travel for work, I can take my phone with me. I can take my makeup with me, and I can work anywhere, any
Yes.
hotel room, wherever I'm staying at. I can do both jobs anywhere I'm located. So I guess
And
I've just grown accustomed to it.
with your modeling, I've seen a few on the beach as well. Like, where are some of the places that you've been with the beach? Is that down in Florida or in Atlanta?
A lot of those pictures are in Florida. Those
Right.
are everywhere in Florida. I usually go to Daytona Bike Week. Some of them are there.
Oh, nice.
Everywhere in Florida, I've been to all their beaches. Some of them are in South Carolina at Myrtle Beach. I've been to several different beaches.
Yeah, right. And tell us, are there any sort of new models coming up in your area that we need to sort of look out for besides yourself?
No.
No? No? All right.
No.
And do you have like modeling friends as well, or is it just like just who you meet? No.
No, I don't have any modeling friends. I don't have that many at all. I have a few of the guys that I work with. I'm close to my siblings, but that's about it.
Yeah, right. And what do your parents think of the career that you've chosen?
They're very supportive on it. Dad's supportive, mom's supportive. It scares her, but she's supportive of it.
And that's
They're proud.
it's going to be great for in the future when you do have kids, or in the future. Mum can do that. Mum can weld it. You know what I mean? You don't need dad. So what about your boyfriend, it'll be very difficult to be dating like a model, like with getting all the publicity and people sending you messages all the time. So
Well, also, I'm usually the only female on the job site as well.
right. Yeah. And to finish off, are there any like endorsements, anything that you want to promote? Social media. Let's go through that. Let's go through that now. So you've got I have your Instagram here. It's correct me if I'm wrong. It's IW_Danielle_Hope.
Yes.
And you want to tell us your other endorsements or your social medias?
They can find me on Instagram.
Instagram, and you're also the OnlyFans is the link is on Facebook, right?
The link is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's everywhere.
Awesome. All right then. Do you listen to any sort of particular music? Being in that sort of area, is it country music in that area?
There's a lot of country music around here. I like the older country, like Conway Twitty. Some good George Jones. I like the older country a lot. I listen to a lot of rock and roll though. Rock, death metal. And my boyfriend makes me listen to a bunch of punk rock, so I've grown accustomed to it.
Nice. That's good. That's good. To America, I got to see Metallica play. It was Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, and Megadeth all on the one Yankee Stadium. So it was awesome. So, do you get a chance to go and see like live music? See a gig?
When I'm traveling for work. Example, I was in Tennessee last year and I got to see Black Label Society play at one of the local bars.
Nice. Great guitarist. Zach Wild, yeah, he's an amazing guitarist. Yes. Awesome. All right, Danielle, thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Come to Australia when you get a chance. Come and see our beautiful beaches and taste our food. And see our nature, pat a koala and kangaroo. And make sure Australia is on your list.
I'll be sure to come visit.
All right, no worries. Thank you, Danielle. Thanks for your time.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.